Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're still in palette get-in. It is palette after palette after palette, and today we are playing in a colorful one. This one is from Tarte Cosmetics. This is the Tarteist Pro Remix palette. Look how fun this looks. Like, I love all the paint splatter and how it kind of shifts when, I don't know if you can catch it on camera or not, but it's pretty flippin' cool. It retails for $49. Currently I think it's sold out on Tarte's website, but I'm sure it's going to come back. Everything always comes back. You open her up, look at all those shades. Look at them. They're so beautiful. I think I like this. Like, it was a little bit confusing at first. Like, when I saw this palette online and I saw like all the splatter and then the splatter on the inside as well, it was kind of like, it's kind of confusing as to what I'm looking at. But in person, much easier. So you do get the large mirror, and then these are all the 20 shades. Oh my gosh. This is so much fun, and I'm running out of ideas of like what to do for eye looks because, like I said, palette get-in, and yeah, I can only come up with so many things, and I wasn't about to do anything neutral with this, so I went with blue. But anyway, before we get into the tutorial, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the palette. It retails for $49. I believe it's limited edition, but I am not sure about that. I'm going to get on Tarte's website. It says, prepare for an expression explosion. We're passionate about pigment, and this sequel to our OG Pro palette came to play. This rich, vibrant 20-shade superstar was formulated to celebrate all forms of art and expression. It's ready to rock your world and remix yourself. So maybe it is permanent because the first one was permanent. The set includes 20 all new pop-in shades inspired by nature, spin inspiration, art deco, artist, color explosion, wall art, flow, DIY, ink, beat drop, mixed media, splatter, outside the lines, mic drop, graphic, graffiti, moonlight, mashup, sway, create. That was a lot. Inspired by all forms of art and self-expression. 6 unique finishes: matte, luster, metallic, duochrome, shimmer, and floating glitter. When I saw the palette, I didn't even realize how many matte shades were in here, but I'm okay with it because it's a whole lot of shimmer, but there's 3 mattes, and I think that they are the like important mattes. We have a black, a nice bone color shade, and then this kind of neutral tone brown. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and show you guys the swatches, starting with this row right here, which would be like the top row, and go across and go row by row. So first row, we have spin, inspiration, art deco, artist, and color explosion. For the second row, we have wall art, flow, DIY, ink, and beat drop. Third row, mixed media, splatter, outside the lines, mic drop, and graphic, graffiti, moonlit, mashup, sway, and create. I just realized that all that I was reading off the Tarte website was the shades in the palette. Just now. Go me. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get into the eye look, and then we will discuss the palette afterwards. To start off the look, I'm going to take Artist on a MAC 239, and I'm going to pack this shade on the lid, all the way from the inner corner to outer corner, all the way up to the crease. And I find that using a packing motion works best with this shade. And I'm going to continue with that shade on a Wayne Goss number 5. This time I'm using it slightly damp, but because I do not want this to have fallout with this being a pointy brush. But I'm taking this right along the lower lash line, back and forth motions, and kind of packing it as well. With a Royal & Lane Nickel BOM 15 pencil brush, this is a synthetic version, and I'm taking DIY, and I'm going right into the crease, right above the blue, kind of into the blue as well. I'm creating basically like a harsh line that I'm going to soften, but I'm not going to completely soften it with this brush. I'm going to go in with another shade. So I'm going to leave it a little harsh for now and go in with another Wayne Goss number 20 in that same shade. I switched brushes because this one's a little softer and it'll blend out that lower lash line a little easier. So I'm taking that and going right up against the blue and going back and forth motions to help smoke it out. With a Royal & Langnickel BOM 46, this is a natural hairbrush. I'm taking Wall Art, and that is a matte shade. And I'm going to go right around the edges of DIY. This is how I'm going to get this blended out. So I'm going in circular motions and back and forth windshield wiper motions. And I'm taking my time with this shade. And I'm not adding a lot either because I don't want it to be too dark up there. That brown is a little bit darker than what I would typically want. So I'm just using very little, and this is a nice fluffy brush to do so. On my finger, I'm going to take Flow, and I am packing that on the center of the lid. After I get on the center of the lid, I'm going to start working it around the edges because I want to make this a nice blend. But I want the majority of the pigment to be in the center, and I think using your finger just really packs on the color a little easier, a little better, and a little brighter. For the brow arch, I'm taking mixed media on a MAC 242, and I'm highlighting the brow arch with that matte shade. Now I want to add a little something something to the lash line to give it a little bit more drama at the lash base. So I'm taking Graphic, I'm using this wet on a Delium 763, and I'm stamping this right at the lash base, and then I'm kind of blending it upward so I don't have a harsh line. Now I could have taken that same shade and ran it along the lower lash line to really smoke it out, but I decided instead to go in with a MAC 242 in the shade Mashup and pop that into my waterline. I'm using this dry and I'm stamping it into the waterline. The fact that your waterline is wet is what's holding on to the shadow. Please do not do this if you have sensitive eyes, especially to reds, pinks, purples, or anything like that. Basically do this at your own risk. This does not typically bother me. And for my inner corner to finish up the eye look, I'm going in with the shade Outside the Lines, that beautiful gold, and I'm going to take the Wayne Goss number 7 and I'm going to pack it on the very inner corner and blend around the edges, and then go ahead and pack again on the inner corner so it's nice and bright. To finish off the look, all I did was add on some Boss Milk liner at the top inner rim, and then mascara, of course. All right, let's talk about this beauty. So for me, I kind of like it, you guys. I kind of like it. You know, I haven't used all the shades in here, obviously, like the whole theme of this. I don't know, it just looks like me, like a bunch of colors everywhere. I just think it's cool. I think they did a nice mixture of color and metals. So they are there are some neutrals in here, but they're like metals, and I just think that they're beautiful. Even this one, like, it looks like it's going to come off just like straight up silver, but there's definitely some green in that. This shade right here, I'm guessing, is one of the ones with the floating glitters. I wanted to use this, but then I was like, I feel like I just did a purple look, but then I also did just do a blue look. So I don't know. These are beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm excited to go and use this again. I think the next look I'm going to do is going to be more along like this section right here along the more natural side. But I think that Tarte tried with this palette. I'm going to insert pictures at the end of other Tarte palettes I have side by side, and I think that they did a good job with this. They did something different. I think they did a beautiful job with the colors. I feel like you can get some like really dark, like sultry color eyes, and then some really bright poppin' eyes as well, but that's just my opinion. Again, I'm gonna have to keep using it, but just feeling the textures and everything and how they went on really well. I will say I did get a little bit of fallout. I had to use my little Kylie brush right here and keep sweeping away, but that does not bother me as long as it does not adhere to my makeup, because then we have some problems. But so far, so good. I'm happy with the quality of the palette. If you want to see this side by side, remember to watch after I say goodbye, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this look, everything. If you did, let me know by giving a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.